So I was watching Eric's last video, Iraq Vet 8888, and he had a fella on there, and I think his name was Johnny from 182nd Ideas, and they were talking about, it was a gun gripe episode. They were talking about the different gun legislation and things, and they were talking about different ways to be active and what we can do and all this. And one thing that Johnny said that I kind of disagree with, or I don't really disagree with it. I think I have a point to make about it. At some point in the conversation, Johnny said, you know, maybe you should put a suit on. They were talking about going to rallies, and he said maybe we should put a suit on instead of strapping an AR-15 to your back. And that kind of went against my grain a little bit, because I kind of wanted to speak up for the guys who had the cojones to strap an AR-15 to their back. Do you remember in the movie, what was that Jack Nicholson movie? I never prepare for my videos. I should really someday prepare for them. I don't know. I don't prepare for these vlog type videos. But Jack Nicholson is on the stand. Is it A Few Good Men or something like that? Jack Nicholson is on the stand. His character's on the stand, and Tom Cruise's character, who's the prosecutor, is, you know, cross-examining him or whatever, and he brings him to anger. He brings Jack Nicholson's character to anger, and Jack Nicholson finally admits to what was supposedly the crime, or was the crime. And then he said a line that it was stuck with me for so long, just burned in my soul. He said, "You need me on that wall." You know, and it just stuck with me. And I said, you know what? There's so much truth and philosophy embedded into that one phrase, "You need me on that wall." The idea is that there are only a certain there are only a few men who are willing and able is a big part of it, to put themselves on the wall for you. You know, and it's the same thing with this, with going to rallies and stuff. First of all, there are very few people who will actually go to the rallies. I remember when we went to the rallies that were successful. Was it 2013? And we went to Nashville, the state capital, and met a bunch of people there. A lot of people were there. Hickok, Teen Outers 9, and I met a bunch of new people who were cool. Actually, I found out I met Cam that day. I didn't realize it, though. But anyway, there were people there with AR-15 strapped to their back. And I thought, my knee-jerk reaction was, wow, those guys are radical. They're extremists. But then I thought to myself, you know what? Good for you guys. You know, you had the balls to strap an AR-15 to your back. You know, and it's the same mentality that we need people like that who are willing to get on the wall with their AR-15 strapped to their back. Okay? So don't discount the people who aren't wearing suits. I swore after I left architecture 15 years ago, gosh, it's been like 16 now, and started my business, that I would never wear a suit again. And I have kept that promise. Every video I ever make, you'll see me in my customary white t-shirt. So I'm not going to strap on. I'm not going to put a suit on. If you want me to represent, I don't feel like I'm a very good representative of the gun community. I know I represent freedom fairly well, but if I had to, I would strap an AR-15 to my back, and I would do that before I put a suit on. Okay. The AR-15 sounds like a much better option strapped on my back than a sport coat. Okay, but just Remember, when you make these comments, I understand what Johnny was trying to say. Okay, Johnny was. I'm hoping he tried to say we should present ourselves well when we are at rallies, or we're protesting, or we're calling our representatives. Right? I get that. Okay, but don't forget about the guys who are willing to strap AR-15s to their back. I want to thank those guys. See you guys.